Welcome to the Patient Registration Additional Information tab webinar. This is one in many series of webinars related to patient registration. Let's go ahead and get started. To access the Address Additional Information tab, we're going to select Registration from the menu. And identify our client. I already have a client here. And access the Edit Patient button. The default tab to land on is Patient Information, but this webinar is going to cover the Additional Information tab, so click on Additional Information. The Additional Information tab stores information related to siblings for this particular client, additional documentation, and the case note for patient registration. So first we're going to go over the siblings section. So that's the area right here. So to associate this particular client that I have registered with another client that's registered in CMSNet that has siblings on the program, all you have to do is use this standard client search to find the sibling. You can use the name or case number, date of birth, gender, just like you use the standard search now, and click Find. Okay. Once you find the patient, you select the option button and click Continue. Okay. Now this particular patient is associated to this one, and once I save this at the bottom of the page, this record will also be updated with a cross-reference to the patient I'm already have at the top of the page. So they will be cross-referenced to each other. If I made a mistake and I do not want to have the patients cross-referenced, you can click the X to remove that, and that will remove the link between both of the patients and not have them chained together in that way. Okay, we also introduced a new section here. Now, something I forgot to mention, everything on this additional information tab is optional, so you don't have to put this information here. But if you have the siblings, you can do that. Also, we had introduced a new section called Documentation. And this area is designated for items that accompany the referral to your program. So if you want to add something, you click the Add Document, and you get a dialog box to complete. You are asking for the document type, and you can use the down arrow. So what accompanied the referral that came to your office? Was it court papers, discharge summary? Was it an admit notice? How does it say notice of admission? The other document is required as well when you're adding the documentation. So this is where you can further elaborate what information was included. Okay, and then you can put the date that it was received, and it could be today or in the past. Now, if you want to add a document addressee, you can also do that. Sorry, that was something to do with my pop-up blockers. Okay, and so you'll get this web dialog box to enter your document addressee address. So I had picked Natividad Medical Center as my addressee, so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a group or facility, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the name. I'm going to search for this on the provider master file. Okay, at this point I can also add a phone or some additional information or even update the address if I choose to. If I don't like this one, I can go ahead and reset it and search again. Or once I'm done, I say Save. Okay. Now I added my document addressee, and I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Okay. So that information is now stored here for your information. If you want to delete it, you click the X on the end, and you can remove it. You can add another document, just so you can understand the document dialog box here. Let's just say we had court papers. Oops, I can spell. Okay, and then the date received. If you want to add an addressee type, you can, but this is an optional area, and you can say continue, and that will also be stored in the documentation area. Okay, let's go down to the case note, which once again is optional. We've introduced a subject code select for this patient registration case note. You can select referral information, referral registration information, which are existing subject codes, and we introduced a new subject code, referral tracking case. Now, if you select referral information or registration referral tracking case, we're going to auto default some additional fields into the case note for you. Excuse me. It's going to include the referral date, the referral source, and a few other key identifiers. So I'm going to go ahead and select referral information, and this is where you enter your case note. And this will be saved into the client's record. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Okay, and it tells me my patient information was saved successfully. Now that I have a case note on this particular record, there's an expand box down here at the bottom for case notes history, and you can expand the case notes. And so these are any case notes that are on this particular client record only relating to registration. There will not be a complete history of all case notes here. It's just the registration case note history. So if I want to say I took this information off here about the documentation, and I wanted to say that I updated some information on registration, removed court documentation, and save that. That'll add to the case notes history. So you create case notes from here. If you want to edit these case notes, you don't edit them here. You can edit them in the case notes modules because they are in draft mode and they're editable on the same date. After the initial create date, they're no longer editable and they're part of the client history, and you'll need to follow the existing process for case notes. So that's the additional information tab. I also forgot to mention here at the top you have the client header information, and if you wanted to expand it, you can click the plus sign and look at the details of everything that's going on with this case. You can also print a copy of the fee sheet here. We have added a hyperlink on each page of registration, so that's here as well. You can click on that. It'll open a PDF, and you can print that to your default printer in your browser. So thank you for watching the webinar for the additional information tab. Have a great day.